So, are you somebody who is looking for a career in data science? Or are you somebody who is already a Python programmer but want to expertise in Python? Or are you somebody who is new to this programming world and wants to build a career in it? Then, in all three cases, you have landed to a perfect course. So, what's there in this course? In this course, we are going to begin with a 10,000 feet overview about Python. Here we will see the history of Python, how Python has evolved. Then we will see what are the features of Python, what all organizations are there which are using Python, what are the advantages of using Python, and what are the limitations of using Python. After that, we will set Python environment into our machine. So we'll do installation of Python, and we'll also install some IDE. So what is an IDE? IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. In simple terms, it is some code editor with some additional functionalities. After setting up the Python, we will move on to the basics of Python. Here, I will start by creating a basic program that will take some input from the user and it will print the output accordingly. Then we will discuss Python data types. We will also talk about indentation, why indentation is important in Python. Then we will also understand the comments and documentation section in Python. So what are the use of the comments and what is the purpose of documentation and how to do that in Python. After that, we will be working with date and time, operators, and then we will talk about variable scope and binding. After covering the basics of Python, we will look into the control structures in Python. So what is a control structure? A control structure is something which controls the flow of program. So we can say that a control structure is means a flow control in uh, Python programming. So here we will talk about if statements, if else statement. We'll talk about if elif else ladder, and then we'll talk about looping statements or iteration statements or repetition statements like for loop and while loop. We will also see some of the statements like break, continue, and we will also see pass statements. After seeing the control statements, we will work with functions and methods. So here, what we will see how to create a function, what is an argument, what is the difference between an argument and a parameter, what are the different types of arguments that could be used in Python. We will also see how to call a function, and then we will see something which is very important in real-time application development. That is, we will talk about lambda functions, function decorators, coroutines, and partial functions. So these four things or these four types of or usages of function you would find quite prevalent in the industry. Okay, and if you know how to use them in a better way, it makes you a better programmer. In this particular section, we will also talk about recursion, and we will try to understand why recursion is not always a preferred choice among the professional developers. Once done with functions and methods part, we'll talk about data structures. So what is a data structure? A data structure is basically a collection of elements stored in some way or another. Here we will talk about arrays, multidimensional arrays, dictionary, list, linked list, heap queue, tuple, sets, and frozen sets. Also, during our discussion, we'll talk about default dictionaries and ordered dictionaries. Once we are done with the data structures, we will see some functions or advanced functions called as zip, map, filter, reduce, enumerate, all, any. These are the functions which we generally use while working with these structures or data structures. Here we will also understand tuple unpacking and list or dictionary comprehensions. After that, we will move on to the object-oriented paradigm of Python. Here we will see what is object-oriented programming, what is class, how to create a class in Python, what what is an object, how to implement polymorphism in Python, how to do inheritance in Python. We will also see some of the special methods in Python. Then we will look at the design patterns. And these design patterns or selecting a correct design pattern is a big challenge. Then we will talk about meta classes, abstract classes, and class decorators. A proper understanding of all these concepts is a must if you want to be a good programmer or if you want to be at the top of your group of programmers. Then after understanding the object-oriented programming, we will move to the iterators and generators part. Here we will see what is a generator, how it is different from iterator, and then we will also see yield method. After working with iterators and generators, we will focus on making our code more robust. Here we will talk about errors and exceptions. We will understand what is the difference between an error and an exception. We will understand how to handle those exceptions. We will understand when to create a custom exception and how to create a custom exception. After working with custom exceptions, we will see two modules, namely PyLint and unit test libraries. After that, we will move on to the module and packages part. Here we will understand the difference between module and a package. We will see how to import a package or a module, how to download a package, how to create a module, how to update a module, etc. After covering modules and packages, we will move on. We will see some of the common modules like math, complex math, date and time, operator, OS, local, iter tools, Asensio, random, functool, numpy, pandas, matplotlib, sklearn, scipy. Then we will talk about keras, we will talk about TensorFlow, we will talk about Faker. So all these modules are very important. And if you want to go into the data science, then last four modules listed here plus Keras and Faker and TensorFlow and PyTorch, all these modules which I am going to cover, they become really important. Why? Because NumPy is used for numerical programming or numerical computation. Pandas is there for data management. Matplotlib is for data visualization. sklearn is for statistical or scientific modeling. Apart from that, we have some more libraries like SciPy. We have Plotly. We have got a few more libraries like uh, uh, for Keras and TensorFlow and all those things. So all these things are very important if you are trying or if you are thinking of moving to the data science module, data science domain. Then after that, we will see how to do input and output in greater detail. Here we will understand how to uh, read input from the user or from the files. We will see string formatting. These are commonly known as F strings in Python. And then we'll see how to work with different types of files. When we'll understand how to work with files, we will see how to work with text files, how to work with JSON files, how to work with CSV files, etc. Then we will see how to do multi-threading and memory management. So what we will understand what is the difference between multiprocessing and multi-threading. We will understand what is the difference between concurrent execution and parallel execution. Then we will see how to do multi-threading in Python. What are the risks associated with multi-threading? How I can handle those risks associated with multi-threading. Then we will see garbage collection, etc. After seeing multi-threading and multiprocessing, we will move on to the advanced topics in Python. And most of these advanced topics are most commonly asked in interviews. We'll talk about deep copy and shallow copy. We'll talk about Python debugger, regular expressions, context managers, how to create Python environment, what is the purpose of creating an environment, what are the advantages of creating an environment. All these things would be discussed. After that, we will see how to extend Python code, how to parse command line arguments, how to package our code in terms of a setup, how to work with typings, data serialization, interpreter, and then we will see how to log each and every event of our application. Then we will see uh, accessing the Python source code and bytecode, Python anti-patterns, and profiling. So once we are done with all the building blocks of Python, we will see how to create applications in Python, because there is no substitute uh, uh, doing the things by your own, or there is no substitute of creating an application by your own. Okay, so you may have huge academic knowledge about a particular aspect, but it is not going to be that much fruitful until you don't create an application. So in this particular section, we are going to create a lot of applications. We'll work with one desktop application, we'll create a few games, we'll do web scraping, and web scraping is very important if you are working as a freelancer. There is a huge demand of web scraping things in the industry, especially from freelancers. We'll also work with web services. We will work with web applications. Here we will create a couple of websites, one using Flask and another using Django. We will work with graphics, Windows services, and sounds. We will also be working with SQL and NoSQL databases. And then we'll talk about how to work with PySpark. Then we'll understand how to work with data science and deep learning models. These all applications, there can be a separate or a complete tutorial about each of these things. And we are going to cover each and every application with the same depth and same detail. The reason why I have not mentioned it here in greater detail is because that would have extended the length of this particular lecture. So whenever we will start working with a particular application, we will first cover all the bases, we will cover all the basics related to that application, and only then we'll build that application step by step. So once you are done with applications, it will give you a feel of assurance that yes, you can work with Python. To further assure you, we'll cover some of the commonly asked interview questions and how to answer those questions. Okay, so I hope there is enough content for you to like, subscribe, share and comment. You can please like, comment, subscribe and share this channel. Press the bell icon. I am Saurabh and I'll be your instructor for this course. See you in the next lecture. Have a good time.